the low-cut boot hack, and it's just one of every Ronaldo conspiracy theory I'm going to be testing over the next 24 hours. So let's do this. Over the years, Ronaldo has come up with strange football boot hacks, training hacks, and conspiracy theories that he claims give him that 1% advantage. Today, I'm going to be testing every single one to see how beneficial they really are. Starting with ankle-weighted training. This was made viral by Rio Ferdinand when he explained how Ronaldo used to train with ankle weights strapped to his feet, as he claimed it improved the speed of his stepovers and mimics late game scenarios when his legs would get tired. So these ones are 5 kg, which is apparently the weight that Ronaldo used. Let's test them out. Oh, it's so weird. Feels like I'm walking in slow motion. Right, time for some dribbling. Feels like I'm walking on the moon. Right, let's go for some stepovers. They're gonna fall over. Oh, so weird. And put so much force into these. Right, so I had these on for around 10 minutes, and as soon as I've taken them off, my legs feel rapid already. So I can't imagine how I'd feel after training with these for years. And it clearly worked, because Ronaldo's feet and stepovers became arguably the fastest in the world. I wouldn't want to defend against him, put it that way. So this theory holds weight, quite literally. I definitely recommend this training method, so I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 rating straight off the bat. On to the next one. So this next one is something Ronaldo used to do that was claimed as dangerous by foot experts. He used to wear boots made to order 1 to 2 sizes too small for him, so he could get a better touch and feel for the ball. So I brought along some boots I used to wear when I was younger, so let's see how they feel. That's if I can get them on. How's he doing this every day? He's a true size 9 and wore 7.5, which is exactly what I am and exactly what I'll be wearing. There we go. So eventually I managed to get the boots on, and they obviously felt uncomfortable for 5 minutes, let alone doing this for a 90-minute match. Ronaldo claimed that doing this made the boots more responsive and his feet were more locked in, so they weren't moving inside the boots. On paper I can understand the concept, but I couldn't really feel much difference in my touch and control. So foot experts did warn Ronaldo that having his boots too tight could cause long-term injury, but I suppose looking back that's not true. But overall I don't think I'd recommend this just because of how uncomfortable it is, so I'm going to give this one a 2 out of 10. So this leads us nicely onto our next hack, because if you tried the previous method and it gave you blisters, Ronaldo would recommend putting Vaseline on your Achilles heel. So Ronaldo does this before he plays football to ensure he receives no blisters from his boots rubbing onto his heel. So I brought along some boots that I don't usually wear because they're so tight on my feet and on my heel. They usually always end up giving me blisters, so let's see what happens. So I played in these boots for around 10 minutes, which is when I'd start to feel the blisters on my feet, and after 10 minutes I saw no signs of rubbing. So overall I don't think this one's necessary, because you should just get boots that you're comfortable in and don't cause any rubbing. But in this scenario it does help, so I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Now up next, you might have seen this one go viral on the internet. It's perhaps the most famous football life hack: putting hot water on your football boots.
So I've got a brand new pair of football boots, and one of which yesterday I put in hot water and the other one I didn't.
And I'm going to see if I can tell the difference blindly. Okay, let's see if we can guess these correct. They don't feel any different. Okay, both boots are on. Ronaldo does this as a way to break his new football boots in and to make the uppers less stiff and more comfortable. These days they've made a lot of the night boots softer, but some, such as these New Balance boots, we can try this with. Right, so I can't really tell any difference, but I just feel like the left boot is like 0.5% lighter, so I'm going to go with that one.
Is that your final answer?
I'm going to lock that one in.
Wrong!
Oh, hey. Maybe they felt lighter because there was no water weighing them down, but no real difference really, to be honest. They do make most boots softer nowadays as well, so I wouldn't recommend trying it, but there's no harm in it. But I'm giving this one a 3 out of 10. Now what next? Something Ronaldo lives by is no black boots. He claims that having a modern flashy colourway instead makes him feel faster. To be fair, I do agree with this. In my videos you'll always usually see me in white or bright coloured boots. I just feel stiff in black boots, I don't know what it is. Although I thought this was just psychological and personal preference, after doing some research, coloured boots are actually scientifically proven to make you run faster by smaller percentages. So I'm giving this one an 8 out of 10. Now this leads us nicely onto our next conspiracy theory by Ronaldo, because not only do his boots have to be a certain colour, so do his socks. Ronaldo's socks at the bottom of his leg always have to be white, as he claims these make him feel more agile too. I do agree with this, because black socks at the bottom of my feet would probably feel weird. So I'm giving this hack another 8 out of 10. So that's how I put on my socks, but Ronaldo does it in his own specific way, which is our next football life hack: cutting his socks. So Ronaldo starts with his training socks over his shin pads, so that's step 1. Now next, we're gonna cut the bottom of the playing sock. So let's see how this goes. Right, there's 1 and 2. So next, we're gonna bring the playing sock over both of these. And then finally, we tape it all together with some sock tape. And that's really gonna hold them in place there. And there we have it.
This is to ensure his shin pads and socks are really locked in and he doesn't have to mess around adjusting them during a game. It takes a bit longer to do than how you normally put your socks on, but I definitely see why he does this, to concentrate on the game fully. So I'd give this hack a 9 out of 10.
Right, I'm gonna take these off now. I must have done this wrong. It's on my skin a little bit, so it's like waxing me trying to get them off. Oh. Now, not only does he cut his socks, Ronaldo actually used to cut his boots as well. Here's why.
Ronaldo wasn't a fan of the high-collared boots when they were first introduced, as he said his legs felt a bit restricted by the collar. So he used to cut the collar off his boots to give him more freedom.
Right, that didn't feel very nice to do to a pair of football boots, but as you can probably tell, these are fake. I couldn't be doing that to a real pair.
Nowadays, you can often get a low-cut version already made, but back in the day, Ronaldo did this a lot. So I wouldn't recommend doing this now, but I understand the reasoning, so I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. Up next, Ronaldo will always place the ball down in a specific way from a free kick so he can connect with the valve, as he claims it generates more knuckleball. I actually used this technique in one of my recent videos when trying to recreate his knuckleball free kick, so I know it's true, but after testing it more today from different angles, this really confirmed it to me.
Yeah, the proof's in the pudding with this one, so another 10 out of 10 for this hack. Give it a go at home. So the next life hack that Ronaldo does is that he always warms up with a massage gun, and he says that these things can be more effective than stretching. He's actually an ambassador for Theragun, which is the exact one I'm going to be testing today.
So I did Ronaldo's 10-minute regime covering the areas that he covers, even using the different attachments too to cover different muscle areas, and my muscles felt really warmed up as if I was ready to do some intense training.
Right, I'm feeling ready to go score some screamers, so I suppose this works. So a solid 9 out of 10 for this one, but massage guns can be expensive and you'd be fine with just stretching. So the next life hack Ronaldo does is another one to do with his football boots. Ronaldo likes to use soft ground studs on firm ground surfaces. Now he does actually use custom studs, which I've managed to get my hands on. They're called Smart Power studs, and he likes to use the specific rugby studs, so let's get them on. Right, they're all pretty much in now, so it's time to test them out. These are so tight to get on as well, because these are the only boots I could find from ages ago that have metal studs I could change. All of the new pairs nowadays come with the moulded studs.
Because they wet the surfaces before games on match days, the ground becomes softer, so Ronaldo wears these studs on match days and also in training so he can get used to the boots before the match.
Right, so I mean the surfaces I'm testing them on here don't get softer from sprinklers like the surfaces Ronaldo plays on, so I'm not going to try this for too long, and I definitely wouldn't recommend it if you play on Astro as well. But if you're a professional who plays on pitches that are sprinkled, it might be for you, but overall I'm saying a 5 out of 10 rating. Now, Ronaldo also has a lot of superstitions around his football that aren't performance rated, but some conspiracies he does before and during the game.
The first one is something you may have noticed. He always tapes his right wrist. And fun fact, he actually raised money with one of these for $65,000 to help an ill Serbian baby. Up next is one pre-game. He always sits alone on the back row of the team bus when travelling to games, and he's always last to leave the team bus. And when he's arrived to the game and in the changing room, he always touches a ball just before he's about to leave and go into the tunnel. He then always steps onto the pitch with his right foot first. If he was to do this with his left foot, it would be in his head all game. At half time, he then comes into the change room and has to change his hairstyle. Whatever works for him, I guess. When scoring, he always waves to his family first. And finally, this one's specific for when he plays for Portugal. He always wears a long sleeve jersey when playing for them. No one's sure if this one's a superstition, a fashion statement, or due to him feeling more comfortable, but when you think of Ronaldo's brand, you do think of him in long sleeves.
So that is every Ronaldo football conspiracy theory and life hack tested. Let me know if you're going to try any of these. I hope you found this one interesting, and I'll see you next time.